Why is this thing so dumb? Okay, so live police chase.
Now we don't know where he's on at this point. We'll
So
try to get an
stressed.
update for you. But
My,
again, speeding. Wrong side of the road as he goes through the signal.
Am I connected to a
Let's see.
VPN?
Yeah, no one is
I
chasing him now.
am.
That's the last
Okay,
word
hopefully
from
we're
our
straight.
assignment desk, according to the LAPD.
He's now on Huntington, and we actually are being told that police units are about
My
half a
alert
mile
for this is
away.
not
Maybe that goes along
properly
with the
not
surveillance
working
there
right.
through the middle, now wrong side of the
So
road.
I just don't. I haven't been getting the alerts. All right, on the wrong side of the road.
Again, law enforcement about a half mile behind as they track where they are close enough to be there should this come to an end. You know, they're not far behind, although they're not right behind this guy. They're still nearby.
Right, and this behavior alone, him driving in against
Prediction
incoming
time.
traffic,
You know,
is
I have
enough,
to. I have
would
to
think,
like.
for law enforcement to really try to put an end to this, as opposed to stopping altogether.
I have to
and
host
coming
this
back.
show.
And let me ask
in
you something, if I can. Are we able to
17
get a view
minutes.
of the driver compartment area to see if we can see if this is the same guy from earlier who got out of that red pickup truck? And we see
What?
the arm there. The driving style, the speed now.
Hold on, sorry guys. I need another window.
Driving style, the speed now, the way he's going across the road, it's certainly similar to what the situation was earlier when he was in the red pickup truck. So
We're hearing from Air 7. They are confirming it is the suspect that was in the red pickup truck.
yeah.
So what?
So he does have a female, at least one female passenger
What?
in this white Chevy now as well. So he's not alone in there. So whether she's now considered an accomplice as well, from what we've seen, she was never behind the wheel. She's been a passenger the entire time. So what her role in this is, how she knows this suspect, that is all to
They're now on Mission Road, and all
investigated.
of those things you're pointing out, Mark. We have very little information. We're sharing and we're giving you as much as we know, and all we know is that this started in the Downey area, off southbound 5, I believe, a stolen vehicle, that red pickup truck we saw earlier. And we saw the suspect who was driving this white pickup truck and another passenger ditch that vehicle near a homeless encampment. They each went separate ways. The driver of this white pickup ran into a motorhome,
What?
left the dog, and then jumped into this pickup truck, which appeared to be waiting for him with 2 people inside.
And if you're wondering what we're seeing on the right side, if you're just tuning into this pursuit, the video there on the right side was when this white pickup truck stopped briefly on the northbound 710 near Cal State LA. The driver got out, who was apparently an accomplice, and then the original suspect continued on. So it only stopped for maybe 2 minutes or so. Now on Mission, from Huntington to Mission, if I'm correct, I think that's kind of approaching like the San Gabriel area.
This
on
is his
city
second
streets.
vehicle.
Approaching
Okay.
the 5, I'm told. Okay. So now, I mean, we've moved across multiple.
Yeah,
freeways.
whimsical. This every
Wrong side of the
every
road now
chase has been
again.
bad timing for me over the last
and
several
Bruce,
days.
are you
It's
still
great
with
that there's
us?
been multiple chases, but it's just terrible timing for me, and I'm
Can you
not getting my
comment on
alert
just
like the right way. I'm not getting the alert I
drastic or
usually get that
dramatic
would
change in
allow
the
me to
driving
do
behavior
this.
that we've seen here between the 2 drivers?
You know, like we talked about earlier, it seems like they had a discussion of, I don't want to go back to jail. And so that's why we've seen a more aggressive posture by the suspects to run over mediums on the wrong side of the road, go through stop signs, lights, etc. You know, the only hope is that this ends peacefully and no one is hurt in any kind of collision.
Yeah, and I think we can all tell that this pickup truck, to be honest, is not in the best condition. So you wonder how well it can hold up driving like this, and God forbid there's any collisions that occur, because he's certainly getting close. A pedestrian right there on that crosswalk.
Yeah, he's on westbound Main now, near the 5 freeway, is what we're being told, and I believe this is near the USC Medical Center.
Of course, we have
So
broken in
sometimes
with this
there's a lot
special
of
programming of this
pedestrians.
pursuit. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people on the road.
Bunny,
We do wanna
welcome. El
mention
Homer,
this, that there's a
Shate,
potential
Subatomics.
that we may be at any moment, any minute, going to an ABC News special report unrelated to this.
Don't tell me
coverage.
it's the
And if that
Menendez
is the
brothers.
case, we will continue
Don't
following
tell
this
me it's the
pursuit. In
fucking
fact, we have
Menendez
a video
brothers.
box on the lower corner of the screen that you
Don't tell
continue
me that.
watching during the ABC News special report. So even if we do
Ain't
go
no
to that
way it's gonna
network
be
special
that.
report, we are going to stay on top of this until its conclusion. Of course.
How?
Look at this close call. He almost ran into a truck coming his way.
How?
He went into oncoming traffic and just missed.
Can
that large
everything? All right,
truck,
it's
a
on
large
another news
truck.
station
That-
anyway,
so many
but
close
like,
calls we've seen
how is this
already.
Menendez
looks like
Brothers thing
downtown
more
now.
important than every chase all the
Is this
time?
right by Union Station? Yeah, this is, there's Olvera Street right there.
Just past Philippe's, yes.
Craig, what's up?
So not
Thanks
far
for
from
being
Union
here.
Station. He might be on Alameda, is that?
Yep, Alameda and Cesar
Yeah,
Chavez just
Alameda,
past
yep.
Olvera Street. Union Station would now be behind him. Approaching the area, City Hall would be to his left.
Oh, that's what
Hall
they
of
said, Hunt?
Justice to
Welcome,
his
by the way.
left. Certainly a congested
E. Dexter,
area
what's up?
in downtown Los Angeles. Now moving on the right side of the road, would be approaching the 110 freeway ahead of him.
Yeah.
Will this chase last
He
15
doesn't
minutes?
seem to
Thanks,
wanna
Scentless.
stop.
No,
I'm not going to be able to stay around much
Yeah, we
longer
don't
than
have any
that.
word on whether he's
I can
armed,
figure out a way
and how
to.
that stolen pickup truck was taken. If it was a carjacking, no details on that yet. We're still waiting to get some information.
And Bruce, if I could ask you, Bruce Thomas, our law enforcement expert here on the phone.
I will
with
try to
us,
keep this
the
going
idea
somehow.
That law enforcement, we've been told, at least on the ground, is about a half-mile back. That approach, is that to, not escalate the situation where this driver feels that they have law enforcement right on their tail, and then should something happen, they're close enough to get there?
That's correct. Yeah.
They're using
We've
KCAL?
seen
Okay, I have
total
KTLA on my
warrants
other
regarding
screen.
suspect
The
driving his
KCAL
vehicle. And so law enforcement
website,
doesn't wanna
I can't
push
stand them.
over the edge, so to speak, making them go any faster or driving.
They're like,
any more
disable your
dangerous
ad
than
blocker,
they
and then
are.
it doesn't work
But when
anyway.
they
And
do
it's like,
stop and
I'll do
decide
it
they
next
wanna give
time
up,
option,
law
and then they
enforcement will be there
doesn't
pretty
work
quick
anyway.
to conduct a felony traffic stop and take everyone into custody.
Yeah, we believe he is still
God,
on,
this is
but
bad
he's
timing.
Still in
he's
downtown,
downtown,
approaching the 110.
approaching the 110 freeway now.
In a moment, he'd be getting into Echo Park area.
Yes, I wonder if he will be jumping on the 110 freeway so he can gain some traction. He's driving slower on the surface streets, not as slow as he should, I should
No.
say.
I could be wrong, but this might even transition into Glendale Boulevard or Alvarado.
It might be, it might be Glendale, and then he could jump on the 2 freeway.
Yeah.
It is in fact Glendale
Yeah, coming up on the 2 as well.
Boulevard.
Lots of options of where you can go. Certainly a congested area here, and you saw right there passing Echo Park Boulevard.
Lidra, welcome.
So Bruce, if you were working today, what would you tell your officers on the ground?
Don't get involved. Stay back. We have the helicopters doing a surveillance mode of this, but be in the area and let's formulate a plan for the terminus of this pursuit. Meaning, how are we going to take them into custody? If they foot bail or run, what is our plan?
Right.
Because that's one thing law
Gina,
enforcement
welcome.
do is have plan A, B, C, and D.
And in those plans, would a spike strip in this situation and/or a pit maneuver play a role at all? I know there are a lot of cars on the road right now where he is, but we've seen him in some areas with less traffic.
Yeah, a spike strip.
Arab
if
Prince,
he was
welcome.
Transversing the same streets, they could formulate that plan. But he or she, we're not sure which one's driving, is basically all over the board on this. They've left the Downey area. They've gone through East LA, Whittier, and now they're in downtown Los Angeles.
Yeah, back onto southbound Glendale Boulevard. So kind of made a loop back. He was approaching the 5 or the 2 and
Yeah,
then
he's
kind of
in-
looped back.
Yeah, he's making his way into the Silver Lake district now, which is even more congested.
Yeah. Lots of pedestrians.
What's the
in
best
both
way
of
to
these
escape when the
areas,
chopper
which
is
always a
above you?
concern, especially seeing the driving style on the wrong side
got
of the road.
parking
going for stop
garage,
signs.
or just go in an
As
area
Bruce
where they
mentioned,
can't
if
see
you're
you, like
just joining
downtown.
here, we don't know. We assume. We believe pretty confidently that this is the original suspect who's driving, and that there's a female passenger, potential accomplice, right through that stop sign, also in the car. That would put 2 people in the car. Not sure if there's a third person. And it was really interesting again earlier that he had a dog that he got out of the first car, the first pickup truck that was stolen, left that dog in the RV that he ditched it at. So at least 2 people now. So you're going to have to approach this if and when it comes to an end, getting both of them out and how you handle that situation.
Yeah, this is second
That's
vehicle.
The original stolen red vehicle that we were talking about, and that there is the RV, the motorhome that we saw the suspect running into, and now you see video of him running away from the motorhome back towards this white pickup truck that seemed to be waiting for him right here.
Yeah.
He
This
almost
is
jumped into
insane.
the front seat and then decided to get back in the cab. And we
How
assume
does
it's
this
because
work like this?
There was that woman in the front seat. And to the left of your screen, you're looking at live pictures from Air 7. I believe he was on Temple. He turned on Union. We don't know where he is right now, but we believe this is in the downtown area adjacent to
All right, enough
Silver Lake.
replay. Enough replay. We've
He's
seen
been
it.
driving for a minute, so we're not sure what the latest, his latest location is.
And the way that he approached that black RV encampment area, it sure seemed that he knew that location, whether it was a friend's place or where he stayed, the way that he entered that RV, which, Bruce, could be a really good lead for law enforcement. I got to assume that some officers then responded to that location trying to get some more information about the suspect. Is that likely happening as we speak?
Yeah, they probably went over to that encampment, in a friendly manner. Basically, anybody know this person? Tell me a little bit about him. Do you have a name, anything like that at all? But we have seen vehicles that have been taken by unhoused individuals from homeless encampments before. It's just an opportunity for them to drive a vehicle. Which
Oh,
they
CM,
wouldn't
welcome.
normally have.
Getting information that this was a carjacking, and that would elevate the charges and also the level of danger that this person poses to the public. And so in this case, it might change the strategy of law enforcement and actually encourage them to stay on this person.
That is
Yeah,
interesting.
I'm sorry, Mark. What you have is a felony crime now. Before, you have taking the vehicle without the owner's consent. It's basically a misdemeanor, but now it's been elevated to a grade 1 felony, a carjacking, 215 of the Penal Code.
Yeah, that definitely is different from what we were assuming and discussing, that this guy, the previous driver, had stopped, intentionally to let his buddy in. But CHP is saying that this was then a carjacking for this pickup truck.
For the pickup truck,
Yeah.
that's my understanding. The
Okay.
original red 2006 Ford pickup truck was a carjacking.
Okay.
And it makes sense that if they were trying to get away from authorities, they would have gone back to where they could ditch it near to where they think they could escape, right? Where the motorhome was. Hopefully when law enforcement does respond to that motorhome, there's some sort of ID. Bruce was talking about trying to identify who
Sure.
the suspect was, and hopefully there is some sort of identification or someone nearby who would know who he is.
Yeah, it creates all those questions, all the investigative questions when you have 2 different vehicles, different people involved. So while we try to sort that out, even though law enforcement is giving us that information, sometimes it even gets, clarified after the fact. So we'll see what the ultimate situation is
These
or
are
was.
always so
Yeah.
fluid.
Yeah.
We're getting details. We hear one thing and then there's a correction or a clarification on some details. So, bear with us. We're sharing as much information as we can as we receive it. But again,
Yeah.
you're looking at a live pursuit from Air 7 HD over downtown Los Angeles. This has been underway for almost an hour.
Yeah, I'd say about an hour now. Yep.
And authorities are following this white pickup truck with 2 people inside. We believe the driver of this white pickup truck was the person responsible for a carjacking in Downey of a red pickup truck. And we showed you earlier video of that red pickup truck being abandoned. Were you going to add something?
No, just the location here, 8th and I believe that would be Figueroa, where maybe we lost sight of him for just a moment behind those buildings. There it is again. I would think that this is now northbound on Figueroa, I believe, when we're looking at the location now into the downtown area. Air 7, I think we had him there to the right, if that was not him. I thought it was.
It looked like a white pickup truck in some distress, which is what we've been seeing. Maybe we have.
There, great work
There
by
it
Air 7
is.
to get a better handle on the
It's
location
hard
of that
with the
pickup.
tall buildings in downtown LA.
And what
to
our
stay on top of
pilot and
this.
cameraman, what they're dealing with is the same thing that law enforcement is dealing with too. When you get these buildings on the location, if the vehicle stops, if they go in somewhere, the buildings make it that much more difficult. Bruce, what is that, aspect of the pursuit when it gets into an area where you have these buildings, you have parking garages? That's another aspect, a concern of escape routes for the suspect. Is that correct?
That is 100% correct. The buildings provide cover that the airship can't get low enough to maintain a visual on the suspect. And basically, when they go into the tall building areas or even parking garages, the helicopter is rendered useless.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yesterday, we were following a pursuit at the same time of day, and the driver in that case stopped at a residential building and ran into the parking garage. So, that poses all sorts of new problems. But this pickup truck seems to be going through downtown LA and not stopping and perhaps not looking for a place where he could ditch the vehicle.
Yeah, on Olive here, just above Grand Central Market, under this underpass. And did they come out on the
wait.
other side?
Okay.
May have come to a stop here,
Okay.
just as we were discussing.
Just, yes. Well, let's wait a second.
They're putting it on stupid road lines. Okay, they
that,
lost
yeah, It's
him.
really hard with these high rises to
Yeah,
see
this is
what's
a good
happening
spot
on
to
that
lose
street
the police,
beyond the
honestly.
buildings.
Bruce, let
Coulda
me ask
pulled
you
into
this.
a,
If that truck stopped there on Olive, I
parking
believe is
garage.
where they were located, how quickly does law enforcement
Yeah, I mean, now
get in
KTLA
there?
is
'Cause
just
there are
showing
multiple
replays.
levels, for them to
'Cause they
escape.
lost him too.
What do they do to secure the
Oh, there's
area?
the Angels flight.
Basically, they're going to set up a containment. The vehicle has stopped. Officers will flood the area. They will begin looking for the suspect. They may even request a canine unit, also to get a scent of the suspect. So basically, it's just a containment at this point.
Okay, we're getting word that the vehicle is still evading police, still on the road.
Okay, where is it?
still
Find it.
driving. And we're also getting word that the female victim in that white pickup might be a carjacking victim.
What?
At last word, we knew they were near
Really?
7th and Olive.
This is ridiculous.
Are you
Yeah.
still there with us, Bruce?
Grand would be to the left, Olive to the right.
Bruce, did you hear that last piece that the female victim in that white pickup truck might be, or the female might be a victim
might be.
of carjacking, and that elevates this even further, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. The suspect vehicle, when it does stop, you're going to have a containment. Hopefully, the vehicle will stop with suspects in it, and they can do a felony traffic stop, calling them out one at a time, giving them instructions like we said, and then this can all end peacefully.
Yeah, I'm just concerned because right there at the top of the screen, at the top of the Angel flight that you see, I never saw the pickup truck pass out of that area.
It seems that we've lost it at this point. I did get word that the pickup truck was still on the move from our assignment desk. Can we get confirmation?
Where is the music video? CM, where is it?
Okay,
Send
now
us
we're hearing that they may have pulled
music
over.
video update.
So we
Navigating
are going
around
to do
these
what we can.
buildings, yeah.
It's very, very difficult, very tricky.
As we navigate around this building, and
We hit the 15-minute mark
I
a
guess
while ago. Did
south
we pay
on
that out?
Olive is the last time we had visual of the pickup truck. And I believe it is an underpass, which would have given that driver
An opportunity.
an
Okay.
opportunity to
Paid
stop,
out.
which
All
was
right. Thank you.
exactly what we were discussing.
Yeah.
Don't
And we
start
posted
another one.
earlier
We don't know what the
video
hell's
we wanna
going
show you.
on.
That is the red pickup truck that was carjacked. We now know it was carjacked, and that is the main suspect running into the motorhome as we've been describing in his car coming around. This is the same suspect.
Hit
running
the
back
thumbs up
towards
if
the
you're
pickup
on
truck that
YouTube.
we believed was waiting for him, because it seemed as if he jumped in and they knew who he was. But now we're hearing that the female in the front seat of this white pickup truck may be a carjack victim.
We're now gonna
there's
go
so
to
much
General Hospital.
speculation.
We will continue streaming on the ABC7 Los Angeles streaming app. We'll go to General Hospital. We'll see you at 3 p.m. here on ABC7.
Is this going to stay with
You're
it?
looking at that motorhome
Yeah.
to the right of your screen. That is where the suspect jumped
Right?
into. That's his
Yeah,
car,
okay.
his,
We're
dog
staying
you
with
can
it
see
right
running
now?
around the motorhome. And then we saw that suspect. He was in there for a few minutes and left the motorhome. and ran back towards the white pickup truck we were telling you about, the white pickup truck that they were currently in for the
No,
last
Sam, I didn't see it.
30, 40 minutes. And to your left, you're looking at live pictures from Air 7 of downtown LA, where we are still trying to locate where that pickup truck stopped. We did get word that it did pull over at some point around 7th and Olive.
Yeah, and this may be that situation that we were concerned about when it comes to apprehending
General
the
Hospital, yeah.
suspect, that they, at least for the last few
Smoke
minutes,
weed
may
every day.
have gotten away.
Chase
Unclear if,
Dunn?
law enforcement
I-
on the ground
I don't know.
is close by.
Is
but
that what they're
right there
saying?
in Olive is the location that we never saw the white pickup, the second vehicle that the suspect got in. Never saw him come out. Suspect got in. Never saw him come out of that area, and it's an area that has multi-level, an overpass and underpass, and so there would have been locations that both he and the second person in the vehicle could have
Yeah.
gotten away to.
And Bruce, for those who might be watching, words of advice for folks who might find themselves in the middle of a pursuit when it's underway, or at the end of a pursuit.
Words
where
of
the
advice.
suspect hasn't been located. What would you tell the public to do?
In the middle of a pursuit like this, where a vehicle is driving by you, maintain your speed, maintain everything you're doing. Let it go around you. Don't become part of the problem, as we've seen before, by
This is
stopping,
such obvious
trying to
stuff.
box
Thanks,
them in. We've
guys.
seen big semi trucks get involved and that kind of thing. We highly don't recommend
Thanks,
that.
guys.
And if you're at the end of a pursuit or a terminus, when there are officers with guns drawn and stuff, stay in your vehicle.
So a lot of parking garages and stuff right over here.
Hunker down in the vehicle. if
As you can see,
Let
there's one right there.
let law enforcement do their job, and then they'll safely evacuate you from the problem.
Right. The
I saw
unfortunate
this
problem
little
is that
area right
downtown
here in a
LA, there
commercial
is
the
so
other
much
day.
foot traffic
Car
in some
commercial.
places, people may be completely unaware of what's happening, and we become accustomed to helicopter noise in and out throughout the day, and so people may not even pay attention and realize that there is a dangerous situation underway.
Yeah, I had mentioned some streets earlier. Of course, the main focus was right here on Olive. Hill is to the left, and Grand
Is the chopper
is to
thing
the
not
right.
working? I don't know
and that is-
why.
That plaza that you see is all part of, it's called One California Plaza. There's like an amphitheater there, and multi-level, dining, and I know there's parking there on one side. Everything from this location looks calm. People are moving about, clearly unaware of the situation. So it leads me to believe that right underneath there on the road that we can't really get a view of, that potentially that white pickup came to a stop and they bailed. That seems likely at this point.
And what is the strategy in this case for law enforcement, Bruce?
Basically, what they're going to do is they're going to coordinate units that were maybe a half mile back or a little closer, get in the area, let's locate the suspect vehicle, and then let's go from there. Let's start talking to people. If you see anybody running from the vehicle, which way did they go?
Do you have cruise
Maybe
control on? I
look inside
do.
Some of the businesses that are there.
It's just
Looking
not
for
working the way I
suspects.
want it to.
Telltale signs of people there, their elevated heart
It
rate,
works now. I did that
a little
manually.
sweat on their
Do that
brow,
myself.
A little more anxious than just a normal patron.
Yeah, those are very good points to make. And
Oh,
we,
Big Merle.
stand by,
Oh,
Bruce.
yo, I
We
missed
don't want you to go
I
anywhere
missed it.
just
I
yet.
didn't
Thank you
have
for
my
talking with
alert
us.
box
But,
on or
we have
something.
Chris
I'm sorry. I got a new
Christie in
computer.
our other
Everything
chopper, Air
sucks.
7. Chris joining us
Everything
now.
is bad.
Chris, any luck finding or locating that white pickup?
Oh, right now, Giovanna, all eyes are on that overpass right there. It appears, at least from everything we've been able to gather, that the suspect drove under there and never came out the other side. So somewhere amidst this cluster of apartment buildings, there appears to be either an abandoned vehicle or
Really?
some kind of a hiding spot where the suspect is either on foot or
Well,
in
this
that
is
truck.
one way to do
Most
it, guys.
likely abandoning that vehicle, though I would imagine by
Get
this
under an
point, it
overpass,
just appears as though
jump
they have
out.
run out of luck. There was
They don't know
nobody
where
on
you're
the
at.
ground
Helicopter
behind
can't
them,
see
as
you.
you
It's
know.
the old
And the
move,
area
whatever
that
it's in,
ran out of
ever it's in
fuel and had to
movies, it's
vacate
ever.
the area as well. There is a CHP fixed-wing airplane over the area, but right now there is no visual of that suspect or the alleged victim. There is some ambiguity whether the driver of the white pickup truck was indeed a victim or perhaps an acquaintance. They are treating it as a potential carjacking victim. But the oldest trick in the book, as you guys both know, is to make your way into the parking garages and skyscrapers of downtown LA. It just makes it so easy to get away with just so much. I mean, there's just so many hiding spots in downtown LA that the possibilities are endless here, and so are the hiding spots.
Christy, thank you so much for that update. And we are also not seeing any evidence of law enforcement patrol vehicles on the ground.
There's also an Electric Avenue in
We are
LA.
going to break away from this breaking news and bring you the very latest on Eyewitness News at 3 o'clock. We hope you'll join us at 3 for an update to this and the rest of the day's stories.
Yep, we'll see you at 3 p.m.
I think this is just over with.
He's being retried after New York's highest court overturned his 2020.
Yet another, they have the fixed wing airplane on him. Man, I have nothing working here, right? Nothing works for me. Okay, I still need to figure all this out. There we go. Oh, that doesn't work the way I thought it did. Okay, never mind. Anyway, thanks everybody. I'm gonna get out of here. If there's another police chase, I'll go live. Hopefully, I mean, I'm just not I'm sorry I was so late on this one. I'm really irritated by that. My notification's not working the way it should. Anyway, have a good rest of your